there, guys. Welcome back to a brand new Flick Pick live show, late night edition. This is it. Don't get scared now. And also, I'm wearing the drive jacket because I don't know. Maybe I'll just make this a thing. Every time we do a late night edition of the live show, I will wear the drive jacket because it makes me feel all dubious and criminal-like and sort of like a badass. You have me 10 minutes. You give me a time and a place, or a movie question, and some popcorn and Sour Patch Kids, and I'm yours. I don't go to see the movie. I just answer the questions. All right, so either way, how are you guys doing? Thank you so much for joining me once again for a late night edition of the live show. It feels good. I had nothing better to do. Actually, I have a lot to get done, but I'm procrastinating. I'd rather hang out with you guys and talk about movies. And with all that said, let me open up one of these bad boys. Well, hey, man, there's a beverage here. So delicious. And let's just dive into it. So the first question up comes from Max Neugbauer. And Max says, you missed my super chat last time. My favorite Nolan film is The Dark Knight Rises. My least favorite is Dunkirk. Max, let me tell you something. I don't miss anything. I saw your question last time after the stream was over, and I was going to do it first this time because I actually screenshotted it on my phone to talk about. So I would have got to it either way, and I'm sorry, Max. Please forgive my sins against humanity and let me punish myself for such a mistake. I hope you feel better. I know I do. So yeah, that's I agree. Well, that's interesting. Your favorite is The Dark Knight Rises. That's your favorite Nolan film. The Dark Knight Rises for me is a Nolan film that I sort of pick apart more and more every time I watch it. Like there's certain chapters when I watch the 4K of that movie. There are just certain chapters I kind of just sometimes like just want to skip over. I'm like, oh, okay, it's over. I can now, like when Miranda Tate dies, I just can't look at it. I can't take it serious. And your least favorite is Dunkirk. Yeah, for me, Dunkirk, really loved it the first time I saw it, and I gave it a really good positive grade in my review. But man, upon a rewatch, it doesn't really have much of it. So those are good picks, man. The next one comes from Bastiel. It's 5:15 a.m. in Germany, John. Do you know the film State of Grace from 1990? The film State of Grace from 1990. Sounds vaguely familiar. State of Grace, 1990. Let's see. It's got Robin Wright, Gary Oldman, Sean Penn. Why do I feel like I've seen this maybe? It's a neo-noir film directed by... I don't think I've seen this, actually. Takes place in Hell's Kitchen. No, I don't think I've seen this. If I have, I don't remember it. So, I haven't seen it. And if I have, I don't remember it. So, yeah, I'll add it to the watch list. It looks good. It has a great cast. So, Carter Lovejoy says, and by the way, greetings to Germany, man. How's it going? Carter Lovejoy says, next Saturday, I'll be heading to an internship for the TV pilot. Wish me all the luck, and I hope it's worth the IMDb credit. Well, good luck, man. Yeah, you're interning at for a TV pilot. What's the show? Can you let us know? Or which network is it? But good luck. Taylor Goodwin says, thoughts on the 03 Daredevil movie. Loved it as a kid. It's still a guilty pleasure. You know, I saw Daredevil 03 in theaters back when it originally came out, and I just remember it not being that great of a movie when I watched it, but mildly entertaining. And even when I watched it in 03 as like a teenager with probably highlights in my hair for some reason, I remember thinking to myself, Ben Affleck could make a good Batman. I was thinking that. And also, just a fun fact, he actually, before Ben Affleck took the gig as Daredevil in 03, he had a conversation with his pal, Kevin Smith at the time, and he's like, hey, should I do this? Should I not do this? I mean, they're probably never going to give me the role of Batman, so this is the closest I'll ever get to it. I just think that's so interesting that he had that conversation. And not only was he a shitty Daredevil, then he went on to be a great Batman. So it's just crazy how things work out. But as far as the movie goes, not a big fan. I like the Evanescence Elektra training sequence. That looks cool. I like the scene where Matt Murdock, Daredevil, has to sleep in like a deprivation water chamber just to drown out everything around him. But not much outside of that. Yeah, I mean, I liked some of the soundtrack, but it was so early 2000s. There's not a lot of redeeming qualities about that movie. I mean, one of the worst sequences when I think of movies, when I close my eyes, is the scene where Elektra and Matt Murdock are on the teeter-totter in the playground, and it just looks like they're dangling on wires. Like, gravity does not make it looks like they're on the moon. Like, that's how much gravity it looks like that there is in the scene. It just looks like they're floating and jumping around when they're like flirt fighting with each other. I'm like, what is this trash? So those are my quick thoughts on Daredevil. Jalen Martin, hey John, have you ever watched Smallville? I've never watched. Well, I've seen an episode or two of Smallville. I get why people like it. Once again, I'm not a big fan of like CW superhero comic book shows. I'm just like, sometimes they have like a good episode or two that are cool, but then like you kind of watch it and you're like, well, that could have used a little bit more money because it looked like they were using cosplay costumes. I just remember the Deathstroke costume from Arrow, and it just oh god, I just couldn't take it serious. I'm sorry. So no, I didn't watch Smallville. Raymond Watt says, what Criterion Blu-rays do you own? Only probably a handful I can think of off the top of my head. I don't go out of my way just to buy Criterion movies because they're Criterion. If Criterion puts out a great movie that I want and I don't have, I will probably go get it. But just because it's Criterion doesn't necessarily provoke me just to buy everything that they put out. But like I said before, my favorite Criterion I probably own is Days of Confused. That edition by Criterion I think is the best. And also what gets me really excited is Criterion is actually coming out with 4K releases. So that really entices me. That's what I was holding on to, because I'm not going to go out of my way to spend $20 or $30 on just a standard Blu-ray anymore. I want like a 4K. I want the best resolution I can buy on an optical disc. And speaking of optical discs, I first want to take a few moments here to talk about a few new movies that were sent to me by Paramount. And also, I want to talk about the decline of physical media. I was shooting a mini flick trip video today for Patreon supporters and YouTube members, and that's what I do. I shoot like mini little 5-minute flick trip videos to Best Buy or whatever as sort of like a thank you to the support that people show me for YouTube members and Patreon supporters. And speaking of that, we just got a few new members. Quiet Chris and Mr. Creature have become members, so thanks. You guys will see the brand new flick trip video exclusively for you guys. Probably tonight I'll put it together. But anyway, earlier today I was shooting that video. I went into Best Buy, and they literally had like 12 movies on Blu-ray. Physical media is like disappearing. There was 2 little sections of movies. I took a picture of it because I found it almost hilarious and sad at the same time. I posted it on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. If you guys follow me, you probably saw it. But I was like, what the hell is happening here? I was like, what is this? It scared me. It literally scared me to my core. And I came home shaking. I lay down in the fetal position. I cried for about 23 minutes. I drank an energy drink, and then I popped up, and I was like, I got to do a live stream. So anyway, that's my quick little rant about Best Buy and their lack of physical media. I don't know what's going on. It's so scary. And what really pissed me off, actually, I used, for the first time ever on this channel, I made a shorts video, like a little 20-second shorts video, and I was talking about the conversation I had with the guy at the checkout. It's right here on this channel. I posted it like 2 hours ago. Anyway, he said something that really irritated me deeply. So those are my quick thoughts. And you guys are killing it with the questions, and we're going to get to all of them. Don't worry. But real quick, Paramount last week sent me a few movies on Blu-ray. Yeah, thank God we still have some physical media coming in. We have Hardball with Keanu Reeves. I always sort of thought this was a fun, feel-good movie. Well, it's not feel-good because there's really a tragic death of one of the children in this movie, so it's pretty dark and bleak. But nevertheless, I liked this. He's like an inner city baseball coach. Has Diane Lane. The artwork on this looks like it was like printed out with like a printer from 1997 or something. Like it does not look very good, the artwork. But either way, I definitely don't own this on Blu-ray, so it's a nice movie to put in there, a nice catalog title to add to the collection. But the next movie is a truly underrated film that not a lot of people talk about, but I've always really enjoyed it since seeing it for the first time on HBO back in the 90s. And it's a little movie called Breakdown, starring Kurt Russell. If you've never seen this, phenomenal movie. Simplistic, to the point thriller in the middle of the desert. And something that movies in the desert just terrify me. I don't know what it is. I just get dehydrated when I watch them. Take that how you will. But it sort of reminds me of like other movies like Joyride. If you've never seen that, check it out. It's a J.J. Abrams movie. Joyride's a J.J. Abrams wrote the screenplay to Joyride, I believe. Okay, that's what it is. But either way, this is a great movie where this man's wife sort of goes missing and everyone in the town plays stupid, and it's a great mystery, thriller, suspense movie. So if you haven't seen Breakdown, check it out. Glad I have this on Blu-ray, and big thanks to Paramount for sending 2 movies I actually feel like watching again. So let's keep going with the questions here. Someone said the drive jacket's absurd. No, you're absurd, mister. This is called style. This is called fashion, okay? You're just jealous of it. All right. Let's go to the next one here. Airstrike says, John, are you going to watch F9? I haven't brought myself to it yet, but I assure you if I do, I will justify it by making a video of some way, somehow. I'm not going to just watch F9 to watch it. I will tell you that. If I watch it, it will be either the longest movie reaction I ever do, where essentially I just do a live stream of me watching the movie and just talking shit for 2 hours. I probably will do that. That sounds more fun to me. That sounds like it will make the movie enjoyable to watch. So yeah, it might happen. But for now, you guys are the only family I need. Family. Landon says, John, will you get the PS5 in the future? I don't know if I want to throw $500 at the PS5. I have a PC over here with a 2080 graphics super duper card in it. I would probably just play whatever I wanted on my PC and it'll look better, to be honest with you. The only thing I play is Warzone. So I don't really have a need for a PS5. If I did, it has like a 4K player in it. It makes sense, but I just don't need one, so probably not. Raspy Shrimp says, hey, John, what are your thoughts on the movie The Graduate? If you haven't seen it, you should. It's my favorite movie. I have probably an old Blu-ray video collection update talking about The Graduate when I bought it on Blu-ray, or did I buy it on 4K? No, I bought it on Blu-ray years and years ago. I don't even know if I still have it. I might have watched it once and decided I'd probably never watch it again. I like it. I like the way it looks. I like the 1960s filmmaking style. I thought Dustin Hoffman in the movie actually didn't come across that likable as a character. I don't know what it is about Dustin Hoffman in The Graduate. I just don't like him. I just don't like his character. Yeah, I'm kind of boring and I do this the whole movie. Hello, Mrs. Robinson. Like, I'm just like, God, she's a MILF. Shut up. Yeah, I get why people love it. I don't know. It never connected with me. Something about The Graduate never connected with me. So, but I last time I watched it was probably 2013, I would say. But I definitely have a video buying it from like maybe a pawn shop somewhere. Maybe it's in one of the Flick Trips. Chad Hogan says, along with Daredevil's discussion, do you enjoy / watch the Netflix Daredevil? Yeah, now, the Netflix version of Daredevil was phenomenal. I would say I actually might have preferred season 2 because by that point he had the suit and it was like getting really good. I really enjoyed season 2 of Daredevil. I thought it was great. And then they introduced Punisher and like so much good shit happened in season 2 of Daredevil. So yeah, I did enjoy the Netflix version of that. And then that got canceled after season 3? And then there was some discussion of bringing it back. So Mohammed Amar says, react to F9. I just might, man. But thank you for putting it 7 times in the chat. Well, guys, you only need to type it 1 time, I assure you. I either see it and I don't say it, or I will say it if I see it. So But it's okay, Muhammad. Muhammad was excited, everyone. Everyone calm down, okay? Muhammad's probably a really nice guy. All right, let's go to the next one here. Sano says, you must watch Star Wars Visions, do not miss. Star Wars Visions? What is Star Wars Visions? I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know what that is. By the way, I will let you guys know if you guys are leaving super chats. Either way, if you want to, use the Streamlabs link down below instead of super chats. Just FYI, it's so much more beneficial. Google has enough money. We don't need to give them more. They got enough. So the Streamlabs is a preferred version. The link is right under the video if you want to. If not, either way. But it comes with a different GIF. So, all right, let's go to the next one here. Yeah, I don't know what Star Wars Visions. What do I know what that is, or is it just late? Star Wars Visions. I'll look it up here. Oh, Star Wars Visions. The anime. It's an anime. Okay. I don't really watch a lot of like even animated Star Wars anything. Like even like the Clone Wars show and everything like that. I just didn't get into it. I'm more like just give me the movie kind of guy, or give me some Mandalorian any day of the week. Give me that shit all day, any day. But maybe I'll check it out. 0009 LAH Law has been a member for 3 months. Thanks, man. Raymond Watt says, what's crazy is that we live in a world where Zack Snyder is more beloved than Joss Whedon. Well, with all the rumors and well, I guess not rumors. Some people have confirmed that Joss Whedon wasn't exactly the nicest guy to work with on the Whedon cut of Justice League. So I think he fell out of love or grace with a lot of people during that time. But then, we still have to appreciate the things he did give us. I mean, he did give us some good movies along the way. I thought he did a pretty good job with the first Avengers flick. And he was at one point attached to direct the Batgirl or Batwoman, whatever you want to call it, Warner Brothers movie. And I don't think that's happening right now. So, don't get me wrong. I like me some Snyder. I just think sometimes he's a little indulgent with his movies, to say the least. Sometimes I think Zack Snyder would make a better DP, a director of photography on movies, than he would a director overall. All right. Carter Lovejoy. The show is called Set List, and it's about a guy and his autistic brother doing music, playing in bands, doing shows and such. It's also autobiographical. No network/studio has been mentioned to me. Well, that's cool, man. Good luck on that show. That sounds really cool. Huh. Sounds really neat. It's sort of, what's that one? There's a show on Netflix where the kid has a slight form of like autism. What is that? Why can I not remember what that's called? It's sort of like a lighthearted. He's very high functioning with autism, but it's definitely a comedic show. I've seen it on Netflix a few times. Someone help me out with what that's called on Netflix. But no, that sounds cool, man. Good luck with it. Josh Coffey. Like the drink, but spelled different. Are you wearing the drive jacket? Yes. What the fuck else would this be if it wasn't the drive jacket, guys? Come on. All right, Josh Coffey. Are you going to acknowledge the tribal chief Roman Reigns tomorrow night? Make sure to look out for the ponytail Brock Lesnar. I like me some Brock Lesnar hair right now. I love it, man. I like his little ponytail. Atypical is the show on Netflix. Thank you, guys. Yeah, so tomorrow, I actually mentioned this in the new exclusive mini Flick Trip video. I still have to like slap together tonight. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to see WWE Extreme Rules in Columbus, Ohio. So I'm looking forward to it. I like watching wrestling live. It's like live action theater stage play. You know, it's like a live action play that's more interesting to me than a normal play. Except in some plays they don't hit each other in the head with chairs. So yeah, I'm going to go watch that tomorrow night. Tickets weren't too bad, so they're not the best seats, but nevertheless, it'll be a fun time. Mr. Creature says, watch your live streams the other day saying you were going to Extreme Rules. What match are you most looking forward to seeing? You know, the thing about the match card, there's not a lot of great matches on it, and And let alone it's an Extreme Rules pay-per-view, which typically means there's usually a caveat to each match where they have a tables match or Extreme Rules of some sort, like a cage match or ladder match or something. There's like one or two on the card that I know of, unless they announce some tonight. As far as like matches, I think the Finn Balor Roman Reigns match could be cool. I like Finn Balor. That could be awesome. I'm also looking forward to the Alexa Bliss Charlotte Flair match. That'll be fun to look at. So I'm trying to think of a few other matches. I know there's a few other on the show that I can't recall what they are right now. Mr. Claudia Rogajan. You're afraid of getting sick from the energy drinks? Am I afraid of that's like, are you afraid of getting sick from drinking anything? Why would I? It's just flavored carbonated shit. I mean, get sick how? I don't. Keep in mind, I drink maybe one of these a day, maybe two. I actually drink a lot of coffee. If anything, I drink more coffee than anything. But no, these keep me alive. These keep me going. These keep me active. Okay? Without these, I die. These are the batteries that charge my life. And speaking of batteries that charge your life, I did it, guys. I did it. Hang on. I finally did it. Thanks for the support, guys. Thanks for the super chats, the Streamlabs donations, and because of you, I finally got rid of this piece of shit. Hang on. This mouse. Now, if you've watched the live streams over the course of the last few months, you know this mouse is the bane of my existence. This thing has died probably 90% of the live streams I do. I don't know how. I put new batteries in it once or twice a week, and it just dies. It's a piece of shit from Razer. Don't ever buy this mouse from Razer. It's the Ballistic X Razer mouse. Don't buy this piece of shit. It's junk. Don't buy it. Okay? I can't. So tonight, when I went to Best Buy, I recorded this in the Flick Trip. So anyway, I did a lot of things in the Flick Trip video tonight. Anyway, I finally got rid of this piece of shit. And I got a Logitech mouse. Look at this. Look at this ergonomic mouse. Oh, I hold it. It feels good. You can charge it. It just feels. It even smells good. So anyway, I finally upgraded to mouses tonight, and you're probably gonna ask me which mouse that is. I will tell you. Hang on. It is the something mouse. It's the MX Master 3 Logitech mouse. So that's what I got. So I like it so far. It feels good on my hand. All right. Makes me feel like a man when I hold it. Your name here says, I bet the baby stops on the fucking dime. Love breakdown. I bet this baby stops on a fucking dime. Yeah. I forgot that quote. Oh, man. Yeah, breakdown's good stuff, man. One of Kurt Russell's best films. That and, like, Escape from New York. Josh says terrible match card for WWE. Yeah, I agree. It's sort of like a stepping stone pay-per-view. Like, you can tell, like, they don't really give a shit about it. Josh says AEW is killing WWE right now. It's definitely up and coming. I do agree, man. They definitely have a lot of hype and momentum. I mean, they're giving hardcore fans what they want to see, so can't go wrong with that. Derek Hackett says, hey, John, what do you think about Martin Scorsese and Denis Villeneuve, I always mispronounce his last name, comments criticizing the MCU? Yeah, so Martin Scorsese and Denis Villeneuve have said things about like copy and paste and Marvel movies are not real cinema. And I do disagree with that. But I will say this, okay? If any two directors are allowed to criticize film, it's these two guys who make great fucking movies. They're doing it. They have made it. They have proven themselves. They have earned the right to have that opinion. Now, we can disagree with that, but on the flip side of that, there are some MCU films that do feel like copy and paste formula movies. Like, there are MCU movies where they start out great, and then it sort of falls into that typical formula that MCU does. Now, if you want to say that's copy and paste at some points, yeah, it kind of is, right? It always ends in a big, gigantic CGI clusterfuck 90% of the time. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy that entertaining CGI clusterfuck. It's entertaining, I really do. Some of the movies are like that, not all of them. You know, I would say the end of Infinity War was not like that. It definitely was different, and I think Infinity War and Endgame are very great cinematic films with great storytelling that make me feel something. When Cap picked up Thor's hammer, my nipples got hard. I mean that when I say it. Take that quote and slap it on the back of a Blu-ray box. Okay, I meant it. So yeah, I get what they were saying, but I think some people take them out of take those quotes out of context and run a little too far with them. But when you have two master filmmakers, you don't have to agree with their opinion, but you at least have to respect who it's coming from. All right, let's go to the next one here. Mason Arnold says, if James Gunn had a slightly better music taste, he'd know to put Disposable Heroes by Metallica in the Suicide Squad. Yeah, you're right. You are right, man. Yeah, I mean, then again, I'm a Metallica fanboy, so anytime you can put Metallica into any movie, it just gets me going. When they put the cover to I forget the name of I have it. Hang on, I can't forget it. I don't want to forget this. Hang on, I'm gonna find it. It was in Jungle Cruise. It was the Jungle Cruise. Nothing Else Matters. God, I could not. It's getting late. Yeah, when they had the cover song to Nothing Else Matters in Jungle Cruise, that was like the best 3 minutes of that entire movie. Like, I was like, why has Metallica not just done the entire score to a movie? It needs to happen. Like, if I made an action film, I would have Master of Puppets playing in that movie. It would be in there. Like, there's nothing more suspenseful that gets you fucking jacked up out of your gourd than Master of Puppets playing. Give me that. The last movie I can think where they actually played it, well, I would say Zombieland. In the opening credits to Zombieland, they play Metallica songs. Also in Old School, when they're driving the van and abducting fraternity brothers, they're playing Master of Puppets. But I would just love to see an extended chase sequence in a film playing Master of Puppets. That would, give it to me now. All right. Let's see. Dinosaur Man with a Jeff Goldblum picture. I love it. Hey, John, give us your pitch for Nightcrawler 2. For me, I would probably make a miniseries for Netflix of Nightcrawler. I would make 8 episodes, and I think where the movie left off, there's a lot of room to go. Now he has a whole team of people working for him. I feel like we could explore that, definitely. I feel like also there could be another sort of more competition of someone else doing a Nightcrawler type job where he could compete with them, but someone just as sick in the head as he is, another sociopath type character who's just as fucked up as Lou Bloom. That's what I would like to see. Also, I think if you did a mini-series of Nightcrawler, you could also have the investigators in the movie really after him throughout the series. You could have a little more tension with that. So yeah, I guess off the top of my head, that's kind of the direction I would go. Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one here. But just a Nightcrawler 2 would be a dream come true. Winners of the Prom Queen, can you do a Morgan Freeman impression of a wrestler in the ring? And that's if you smell what Morgan Freeman is cooking. That's all I got. All right, let's go to the next one. B-Force movies, Halloween 1978 or Nightmare on Elm Street 1984, which one is better? That's not fair. I will say Nightmare on Elm Street 84 is scarier to me. It's way more frightening. That shit just creeps me out, man. Nancy. When you have the body bag dragging across the floor and she goes down into the boiler room for the first time, that still gives me chills. The sounds. Oh, man, that's terrifying stuff. But I think as far as an overall film goes, I might prefer Halloween 78. I think it's just more streamlined and easier to rewatch. But Elm Street's the scarier of the two for me. All right. Taylor Goodwin says, gonna check out Midnight Mass on Netflix. It's the same guy that did Haunting of a Hill House. I probably will at some point. There's a lot of Netflix stuff coming out. There's the new Jake Gyllenhaal movie coming out on Netflix, which I'm sort of looking forward to, which I guess is sort of a remake. So, yeah, Netflix has a few good, interesting things coming out. I'll probably check it out. I'm just looking forward to October. October cannot get here soon enough. Finally! Movies have returned. That's my rock impression. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because every week in October there's like a big movie coming out. Like maybe some of them aren't going to be that great, but at least there's like new big movies coming out every week in October. Finally, the new James Bond movie, Halloween, Dune, just a shit ton of movies in October. Cannot wait. Claudia Rogajan says, well, you can get some intestinal problems from drinking one of those a day. I talk from personal experience. That's why I gave them up. Intestinal problems from drinking a little bit of caffeine. I mean, I guess you can get intestinal problems from eating too much red meat. You can get intestinal problems from eating gluten. It just really depends on what you're allergic to. I've never had an intestinal problem from these. If anything, they help. They help release the clog in my stomach. So they keep me going, man. Isaiah Fordice just watched Mad Max Fury Road for the first time today, and I loved it. How do you feel about the movie 6 years later? Whoa, man, you just watched it for the first time today? Well, congratulations to you, my good man. Wow. Watch the movie, and I will spare your life. Yeah, so Mad Max Fury Road is one movie that I have enjoyed more and more every time I've watched it. I remember watching it in theaters for the first time, and I knew I enjoyed it, but rewatching it again over the years on 4K, it just, every time I want to go to my happy place and I just want like an action movie that looks great from a technical standpoint, and I give a shit about the characters, with Charlize Theron playing Furiosa, and just like the whole chase sequences, especially through the caves, they're playing Brothers in Arms, which is a great original score for a movie by Junkie XL. Just when those dirt bikes are flying, they're playing the music and the sand's kicking up. I love that sequence. But either way, yeah, I still love it. Rictus Erectus, that's who I would be in the future apocalypse one day. But either way, yeah, Immortan Joe, man, it's a near perfect action movie. Like, it just paced so perfectly. When it's halfway over, you're like, whoa, it felt like 10 minutes went by. So I love it. I still love it. Alcatraz says, did you pick up The Thing and Clockwork Orange 4Ks? I did not. I would probably get The Thing. Clockwork Orange, I don't necessarily have the urge to rewatch that movie ever. So to buy it on 4K would just mean it would sit on my shelf and I'd probably never revisit it. Just keeping it real with you. Winners of the Prom Queen, and thanks for the question, Alcatraz. Winners of the Prom Queen, I'm hitting 6 months at my job as an engineer. I think I'm doing a good job, but how do I keep full momentum and not let up with my effort? You know, for me, I mean, if you're an engineer, man, it sounds like a great job. Keep going, have fun with it. You know, just you gotta balance life. You gotta balance work. And trust me, do as I say, not as I do, but balance it. I don't know if do you enjoy it? Do you like what you do? I mean, if you like what you do, just have fun with it. If you don't, go find another engineering job. I don't know. For me, it's hard when I think about like doing YouTube for a living. I love it. You know, there's some days where it's hard and some days I'm not as consistent as I should be. But overall, I get to utilize so many things I love. I get to talk about movies. I get to make videos. I get to be creative. I get to use like my degree in graphic design. I get to talk to you guys. I get to just do what I want to do when I feel like it for the most part. And sometimes there's obligations that I need to take care of. And sometimes I hate editing. And sometimes my software crashes at 3 o'clock in the morning after I've been editing a video for 2 hours and I punch myself in the head. But nevertheless, I don't know what else I would want to do. I really don't know what other job I want to do 9 hours or 8 hours a day. I don't know. So I don't know. I guess you just find what you love and run with it during your job, man. I don't know. That or quit and do something else. You sound like a smart guy, so. Kill Yourself, Gino. Great name. Hey, John. I was wondering your thoughts on women passing men in college enrollment. Also, do you regret getting your degree and your student loans? Yeah, sort of. Am I glad I have a piece of paper that says I did something that I could utilize if I ever do want a 9 to 5 job again? Yeah, it might help me ever so slightly. I think it was overpriced. Do I sort of regret it currently? Yeah. Yes. I'd rather not be paying those student loans like I have been for years on end, but I do have a piece of paper, and I guess that makes me feel slightly better about myself. But then again, when I pay those student loans once a month, I'm just like, what did you do, you stupid, silly boy? So yeah, as far as women passing men in college enrollment, go women go. I don't know. Good for them. I mean, anyone can enroll in college if you want to. I mean, so I mean, that's good, I guess. I'm just glad. Yeah, I don't know. My thing is only go to school if you know exactly what you want to do and that job requires you to have a degree. Really just know what you want to do before you waste money figuring it out. Mr. Creature says, don't know if anyone asked, but did you get the Zack Snyder Justice League on 4K? Not yet. I did not. I did not get it on 4K. Not yet. I requested Warner Brothers to send me a copy. Never happened. And you think they would with all the free publicity I give their fucking movies. But either way, I'll probably pick it up at some point. It's just, I watched the movie when it came out, and it's on HBO Max right in front of me, so it's like, I'd have to be in the urge to rewatch it, so I'm sure it'll be like a Black Friday deal for like $10 on 4K. I'll probably pick it up then or something. Steven Staniforth says, Jen, do you remember your Avengers trailer tease review where you had lotion, tissues, and dirty socks hanging in your background? Good times. I do remember that. Yes, I do. That happened. Yeah, you can take that how you will. Why I have dirty tissues behind me in that video, but nevertheless, that did happen. Yeah. Thank you for remembering it and keeping the dream alive. Oh man, good times, good times. You know what else I came across? Speaking of old videos, I came across how to watch a movie, a video I made like 5 or 6 years ago, and it's a damn good video. I think it's one of my best videos I've ever made. I simply just talked about some movies and how to watch them, and I did a sponsorship for some like LED lights that go behind my TV that I loved. I think it was the first sponsorship I ever did on YouTube, actually. But either way, I think I want to make another video, how to watch a movie, part 2. So that might happen. I watched and I got the creative juices flowing again. So, all right, let's go to the next one here. Derek Hackett says, do you think Chris Pratt is the right choice for the role of Mario? If not, who would you pick? It's a Mario. Yeah, I actually was going to make a movie news video about this because I had a lot to say about this. I had a lot to say. I was going to tell the whole backstory about seeing Super Mario Bros. In theaters back in like the early 90s with my sister 4 times because like we loved the game so much. And I remember watching the movie as a kid and I was like, something is not right here. I'm not sure what it is, but it's wrong. So anyway, do I think Chris Pratt's the right choice? I mean, I think he's a good choice if you want the movie to be commercially successful. I mean, who else would I pick? I'm not quite sure. And then you have Charlie Day's Luigi. Hey man, it's Charlie. I'm Charlie Day. Oh my god. Hey Mario, let's get a mushroom. Stick it up our ass. So I'm not sure. I'm just glad they're gonna try to make a good Mario Brothers film. And Jack Black as Bowser's like kind of interesting. Also, they have Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach, which I think is a good casting choice. But the fact that it's going to be like an animated movie, now I'm curious to know the animated style of the movie. Clearly, it's going to be like CG, but is it going to be like motion capture? Because if I was going to make this movie, I would make it motion capture. Like, I would make it like Robert Zemeckis motion capture. That's what I want it to look like. Maybe that's just me. I don't want it to look like a Pixar or like a Wreck-It Ralph type CG animated style. I want to say like motion capture. I just think that'd be more enjoyable to watch. I don't know. But yeah, the whole cast though, it almost sounds like it does sound made up. When you look at the whole cast list, it's almost like a fan fiction cast list you would read on a Reddit forum at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh, this is real. So I don't know. Some of them I like. Some of the casting I think's questionable, but Mario games aren't motion capture. They're just off as a 3D animated film. Yeah, I know the games aren't motion capture, man. I know. I think the movie, if you're gonna get this type of cast, why make it look like a Wreck-It Ralph film? Like, make it motion capture. Make it look like the I was gonna say the what was the Robert Zemeckis movie that came out? The Christmas, not the Christmas Story. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's late. All right, let's go to the next one here. B Force movie says thoughts on A Clockwork Orange and Kubrick films. Yeah, Clockwork Orange is just one Kubrick film I watched once, and I was like, that's sufficient. I like some of his movies. I definitely think The Shining is my overall most rewatchable film. I enjoyed the first half of Full Metal Jacket. 2001: A Space Odyssey, technical masterpiece. Polar Express, yeah, that's one of them. I was thinking of the with the Scrooge, A Christmas Carol. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. So either way, yeah. Claudia Rogajon, and thanks for the question, B-Force movies. Claudia Rogajon says, I saw a short preview for Venom 2 on YouTube, and I saw Venom with glow stick necklace on him, and I think he was swinging. I am scared now. Why? I didn't see that preview. I don't even know if that's a thing. Why is he wearing a glow stick necklace? What was he, like, at some rave party or something? I don't know. That movie, I feel like that movie's going to be slightly better than the first one, which I thought was really bad. So I don't have a lot of faith in the new Venom movie, but nevertheless, I'm looking forward to seeing it, just because Woody Harrelson is playing Carnage. The next one, Airstrike says, do you like Parks and Recreation? Me and Nick Offerman grew up in the town. His parents are still next door neighbors with my dad. Yeah, it takes place in Indiana. Parks and Recreation. I liked it. I've seen a little. I like Amy Poehler in that show. I think it's good. Yeah, it's sort of like a wannabe Office, but not as good. But I did enjoy it. And speaking of Chris Pratt, also in Parks and Rec. Yeah, I enjoyed it, and it does take place in Indiana, where I'm from. But they shot it all in L.A. So what can you do? Winners at the Prom Queen. Can you do a Christopher Walken impression as Mario? Can you do a Christopher Walken impression as Mario? Oh God. Oh God. Why is this what you want to see? And why is it what I'm going to do? Just for you. You know, it's a me, a Mario. Am I a plumber or something? I think your pipes are clogged, Princess Peach. Hey, Bowser, how about you shut your mouth before I stub my cock in it? I don't know. That's all I got. No more. Please, no more. Okay, next one. Beach Bum 0331. What's your favorite hot wings? I like typical Buffalo-style hot wings, bone-in, not boneless. I don't eat that boneless shit, okay? That's for hippies, and I don't eat it. I'm gonna tell you why you shouldn't eat boneless wings. Are you ready for it? First of all, you're better than that. Second of all, when it comes to boneless wings, think of it like this. Think of a big pile of meat, and some guy walked over to it with his dirty hand, took a chunk of that meat, squeezed it in his palm, and then threw it on a plate and cooked it. That's what boneless wings are to me. Utterly disgusting. Next question. Max Neugebauer. Because I love the Red Dawn remake, I hope that you at least rather watch that over the Point Break remake. I think both remakes are actually utterly terrible. At least the Red Dawn remake had Thor in it. So, I mean, right? He was in that? It was so forgettable to me. I didn't think it was a very good remake. I actually thought it was really bad. Also, wasn't the Red Dawn remake like delayed like 2 or 3 years once it was already shot? I just remember that was another issue with it. But speaking of Chris Hemsworth being in Red Dawn, why wasn't Chris Hemsworth the new version of Bodhi in the Point Break remake? That would have made sense. But they couldn't do that. Plus, it had a terrible script, so it would have been a waste of him anyway, but either way. Claudia Rojon says, Venom was holding a microphone, I think. He was rapping or singing beforehand because he told the crowd, thank you, this is not a joke. Is that real? Sony, what are you doing? What is Sony doing? Either way, I'm like a turd in the wind. So let's go to the next question here, because that movie might be a turd in the wind. Yeah, the movie was shelved for 2 years. That's right. I remember it was sitting around for like 2 years before it came out. Mike Spoon says, hey there, John. Long time, no chat. How's it going, Mike? Just randomly thought to myself the other day about how the hell does Shane Black go from Nice Guys 2016 to The Predator 2018? It really baffles me. Also, I took 3 scoops of pre-workout for you. Well, thank you. I hope I hope you think of me when you're having heart palpitations. You don't need 3 scoops. 2 will do you just fine. I don't understand why Shane Black, like, he sat down, he wrote the screenplay for The Predator, which is one of the worst movies ever made, and he thought, this is a good idea. This is what everyone that loved the original 1980s Predator wants to see. This is it. This is what they want. And then, let's keep going. A studio. They sat around, and this probably went through like 25 people before it got their green light. They're like, oh, this is a good idea. Let's give this movie millions and millions of dollars to be made. This is what the demographics want to see. That baffles me. So yeah, absolutely trash. But Nice Guys, damn good movie. Mason Arnold says, talking about Metallica earlier, has got me so jacked up now. Come headbang with me. Absolutely, man. Play some Sanitarium or something. Oh, yes. Just play the Black Album. That's all I need. Sandman. It's good stuff, man. Metallica. I also love the Metallica album with the San Francisco Orchestra. It's just so epic. Oh, man. Their music has never sounded better to me than that album. Billy M says, favorite unintentional comedy of 2021, Malignant? Yeah, some people like Malignant, and I'm like, how? What the fuck did you watch? That was like The Room, but with better technical aspects. Yeah, when I was watching Malignant and she starts running around like Neo from the Matrix fighting, I'm like, what? There was a way to do this, but this was not it. I'm trying to think of another really bad movie from 2021. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that was like really... I watched half of Cry Macho with the new Clint Eastwood movie. I watched half of it on HBO Max, and I love me some Clint Eastwood, but man, oh man, is he looking frail. I mean, the man is 90 years old. He's still acting and directing, so I got to give him a round of applause, but damn, Clint Eastwood, man. I don't know. He looks so old, and he is, I know, but it's hard to like buy women swooning him and him like punching people in the movie. I'm just like, this is like, I can't buy any of this at this point. But what was I saying? Oh, but he did give a line in the movie Cry Macho that made me laugh my ass off, and I'm paraphrasing it, but it went something along the lines of like, and keep in mind, Macho is the name of the chicken or the rooster in the movie. It's like a pet rooster this kid has. So Clint Eastwood's like, yeah, if a man wants to name his cock Macho, that's fine by me. I was like, that's great. All right, let's go to the next one here. Beachbum0331 says, what place has your favorite hot wings? Buffalo Wild Wings had pretty good juicy hot wings, but I typically Pizza Hut actually has decent hot wings. If you're going to get one thing from Pizza Hut, their wings are actually not too bad. But I haven't really gotten wings in a while, so those are the two places I went. Luke Tilley says, hey, John, love your channel. What's your favorite film? My favorite film? I mean, I've always said Nightcrawler felt like if you could go into my brain and somehow I could create the movie that I've always wanted to make, the screenplay, and Nightcrawler would be the movie. If you can go into my brain, it's almost like Nightcrawler was made for me. It feels like that. It's just so many things combined to make the perfect movie. So I would say Nightcrawler. That's my favorite film. Christian Baller says, favorite character, Lou Bloom or Patrick Bateman? It's a toss-up. It really is a toss-up. I relate to both characters in different ways for different reasons that I don't want to say in a public setting because I probably will be convicted of some crime I've committed in the past. But nevertheless, I relate to both of them. I like both. They both bring something different that I think the more extreme version is Patrick Bateman. So for like some of the internal thoughts that Patrick Bateman has, I have those thoughts. But some of the actions that Lou Bloom takes, I would take. Take that how you will. Let's go to the next question before it gets way too dark. Dan Peters says, we all know what your favorite movie is, but what is in the running for number 2 and 3? My guesses are American Psycho or Terminator 2. American Psycho is actually not in my top 5 movies of all time. And speaking of that, I've been saying it for a while. I do want to do a brand new top 20 movies of all time list. Or someone said I should make a top 25 movies of all time, or should I make a top 20 movies of all time? Let me know which one sounds better to you. But I would definitely like to do a new version of that. I would say if you go watch my 10-year-old video of my top 20 movies of all time video, generally I'd say like 50% of those movies I put in there are still in my top 20. But like some of my favorites, definitely T2, Back to the Future, the Dark Knight Rises trilogy, or the Dark Knight trilogy. Point Break might be in my top 5. Top 25. So, okay, I'll do a top 25. So that means I have to add 5 more movies to this list. Damn you. Damn you. So I probably will do a top 25. I'll probably do that. All right. Winners at the Prom Queen, blue cheese or ranch for your wings, also carrots or celery. Great question. Now, when it comes to wings, I prefer celery, but sometimes I like to eat carrots with hummus, spicy hummus. The other part of your question is blue cheese or ranch. Typically, I'd probably do blue cheese. I'm not a big fan of ranch. The other thing is if I get buffalo wings, I don't actually use blue cheese or ranch. I just like buffalo sauce. Yeah. I don't want to dip it in the white creamy stuff. Call me crazy. Landon says best spinoff for a TV series. I'd probably say Better Call Saul from Breaking Bad. I think that's a great, truly underrated series. Best spinoff movie. Now that's a question that I would have to think about. They are making a Furiosa movie for Mad Max Fury Road. Hopefully that's great. I have faith in it. What's another spinoff? Why don't you guys chime in with some of your favorite spin-off movies? I mean, if you want to get technical, I mean, it might be sort of a reach here, but like if you look at Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, there's some spin-off characters from other Tarantino movies that have a place in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Like Stuntman Mike is in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So I think if you technically want to say spin-off character in a movie, that would be one. Because I love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm trying to think of like another spin-off movie where I just loved it so much. Yeah, you guys chime in with the best spin-off movies. I'd like to know. Airstrike says, do you accept fan mail and would you display my artwork if I sent you some? Airstrike, when I get a new P.O. box, and at some point I will definitely announce it, and I will definitely do like a viewer fan mail unboxing video like I used to do. So the only thing is I get a lot of cool stuff and I like it and I appreciate it, but sometimes I get a lot of stuff that I just don't need, and I just don't want a whole bunch of stuff I don't necessarily need. So Yeah, I probably will do a new P.O. box at some point. So yeah, and if you did send me artwork, I've obviously displayed on video, man. It's the least I could do. Logan would be yeah, I did actually just rewatched Logan the other day. That's a good pick, man. Campea be moving mad sometimes. I don't know what that means. Spin-off Dr. Sleep. Yeah, I like Dr. Sleep. I didn't love it. There's a John Campea debate being had in the live chat. And our next main topic. Well, first let me say this. Yeah. So let's let's go to the next one. Rogue One isn't a bad Star Wars movie. I think it's better than The Last Jedi. So I think Logan might win for the best spin-off there. Stephen Staniforth says, "Hey John, the more I watch John Campea, the more I think he's fake, a pretentious person that thinks everyone's opinions are stupid compared to his. Do you get that feeling?" So I've known people that have encountered John Campea. I have not personally myself ever met him. And I've gotten the vibe from other people that maybe he puts himself in a very high pedestal. That could be one opinion. Once again, I've never met him personally. I can only tell you what I've heard from other people who have worked with him. But I think he has a good live movie show. I do. I really do. From a technical standpoint, it's pretty damn impressive. And he knows he knows how to give an opinion on movie news. That's for sure. So do I think maybe sometimes I question that some things that certain people get so upset about. I'm like, are you really that upset? I mean, are you really that upset? Like, really? I don't know. But I think he's good at what he does. I really do. But pretentious? Possibly. Beach Bum 0331 says, if you had to make a Matrix sequel, ideas? You know, for me, I don't have any ideas for a Matrix sequel. I don't. The only thing I would come up with is like, and I'd have to go back and revisit the ideology and the ideas and the things they put into place in the two terrible sequels that we did get to know what I would have to work with. But for me, I would go back and set it to an earlier version of another version of the Matrix. Like I would go back and have it take place in the 1990s again and tell a story there. Maybe have a different version of Neo that didn't work out or something along those lines. I would go back. I might even go back further than that to explore the actual origin of the Matrix itself and how we got to that point. I think that would be interesting. And who knows, maybe they do cover some of that in the sequel. I don't know. But I would go further back. Oh, man. You guys are killing it with the questions, and thank you guys so much, man. Thank you guys. Just a guy says, John, I'm drunk and I'm sorry. You are awesome. Never stop being you. My cat Bubbles may kill me tonight. Oh, well. You have a cat named Bubbles? Absolutely. That thing is going to scratch your throat in half. Yes, I think I'm allergic to cats, by the way. FYI, I think I'm allergic to cats, so I've never been a big cat person. Definitely more of a dog guy. But thank you so much for the kind words, and hopefully Bubbles does not kill you in your sleep. Titus Yang says, what's your favorite war movie? Your favorite rom-com? My favorite rom-com is probably American Psycho. Now, hear me out for a second. You might not consider that a rom-com. Neither does society. But I do, damn it. There's romance. There's definitely comedy. I call it a rom-com. The next one, what was the other part of your question? Favorite war movie? I'd be hard-pressed to not say Saving Private Ryan. For me, from a technical standpoint, from actually feeling the emotion and the visceral, like, war experience of, like, that, when they storm Normandy Beach for the first time in that movie, man, the bloodshed, just the drama, the emotion, like, I don't think you can top that sequence. So I'm going to go Saving Private Ryan. John Lewis says, John, you're a gift to humanity. I love you, man. Well, John, I love you too, and thank you. I'm the gift that keeps on giving. I don't know if I'm like the pair of socks your grandmother gets you for Christmas. Though useful at times, are you that excited to see it? Yeah. But when you need them, hey, they're there. Let's go to the next question. Josh Coffey says, thoughts on the Exorcist remake trilogy with Blumhouse? I'm looking forward to the Exorcist remake trilogy thing. I don't know the explicit details of it, but I'm excited to see it. I hope it's good. I hope it's well made and well crafted. I'm not sure who's directing it just yet, but it definitely needs a director who knows how to make like I almost want a director who can almost bring like a film noir vibe to it. I think that's the vibe it should be. That's just me. Apparently Universal and Peacock shelling out $400 million for the rights. Ellen Burstyn is reprising. Did I say her last name right? Burstyn? 400. They're paying $400 million for the rights. I mean, okay. I mean, I remember at one point they wanted Amazon to pay $700 million or more for No Time to Die to get the rights, and holy shit. But they're going to pay $400 million for this. I mean, it could work out for them. I know Halloween Kills is coming straight to Peacock, so I think they're doing whatever they can to get as many subscribers as quickly as they can, which makes sense, though. All right. Potato Bun says, hey, John, have you watched the show Ozark on Netflix? Yeah, I've watched all of the seasons of Ozark. I really love it. I like shows about criminals, like smart criminals, con men. I've always really enjoyed things like that. Ozark definitely felt like it was inspired by Breaking Bad. Like, it's a criminal guy who's intelligent but keeps digging himself into a deeper hole where he has to be more of a criminal to get himself out of certain situations. So, yeah, I love me some Ozark. Looking forward to the new season. The next one comes from The Chris, and thank you for the very generous super chat, The Chris. Hey, Flickpick. I wasn't born in the 80s or the 90s. I'm watching the WWF and WCW Monday night shows, and I like it, but don't get the fresh new feeling because it's old. But I want to know how big and popular did it feel to watch? So that's a great question. For me as a kid back in probably 98 to, I would say 2000, 2001, WWF/WWE was life. Every week revolved around getting to Monday. And I remember being at school during Monday and just could not wait to get home to record WWF live Monday Night Raw, and I would record it. I would watch it like 3 or 4 times throughout the week after I recorded it, and man, it was just like I'd go home and my whole night revolved around it. I'd get popcorn ready, and it was so intense, man. I just loved every second of it. I was on the edge of my seat every time. It was amazing. Now, I was never a huge WCW guy. Occasionally I'd go back and forth between the two shows, like during a commercial break during Monday Night Raw. I'd go over to Monday Night Nitro, and I'd instantly just remember why I like WWF more. Just something about the characters are way more intriguing. It was more theatrical. It was like a movie brought to the big. It was like a movie meets sports entertainment. You know, you had Kane, you had The Undertaker, you had The Rock, you had Stone Cold, you had Mankind. It was like, holy shit. So it was super exciting. And it was at a time where the internet didn't ruin everything. It didn't ruin the illusion. So wrestling back in the 90s, you only got what you saw. There was no Instagram account for like this guy, and you got to see the other version of him hanging out with his family. Like when you saw Kane in The Mask, you assumed this guy 7 foot tall when he was burned nearly to death by his brother when they grew up in a funeral parlor. That's the backstory of Kane. Sorry. So anyway, like you didn't have like Instagram and social media just ruin everything. It just, It was so exciting. And even movies at the time were more exciting to a certain degree because not everything got ruined. So yeah, man, growing up in the late 90s, it was truly fun. And I remember all my friends talked about it the next day at school. Good times, good times. Like, I don't think I would have gotten into wrestling if it wasn't for like my age in the late 1990s. I don't like it. No, like, it just never would have happened if it wasn't. It was like the perfect storm of everything. So yeah, man, but enjoy it. If you've never seen it before, I mean, go back and rewatch it. It's still going to be some fun. All right, the next one. Where are we at? Okay. Claudia Rojan says a bad spin-off movie is Elektra. Yes, and yes, it is. Fuck yes, it is. Birds of Prey is another bad spin-off movie. The next one, Winners at the Prom Queen. Can you do a John Campea impression eating hot wings? Is this what you want to see? You gave me $1.50 to do this, so I'm going to do it because I don't care. And for our next main topic, we have buffalo wings here. Now, let me just preface with this. I don't know this for sure. Take this with a grain of salt and speculation. But here's how I feel about it. If you're going to eat buffalo wings, okay? You're going to eat them with ranch, okay? And who do you think you are, you little pissant, to have blue cheese with your buffalo wings? Who do you think you are? That's all I have. That's all I got. Next question. I hope you enjoyed that. Oh, shit. I know someone's going to show him this, and he's going to be like, fuck that guy. All right, Chad Hogan says, thoughts on the new Matrix Resurrections trailer? I am not sure yet myself. The trailer for me, the new Matrix trailer, it didn't blow my hair back, and I really wanted it to. Don't get me wrong. It could be great. I just think as far as the trailer goes, the more I saw, the more I was, like, slightly disappointed. Like, Morpheus is played by the guy who was in Candyman and the villain in Aquaman, and I'm sure it'll all make sense. I'm sure it's going to go back and forth, and it's going to be parallel, and it's going to reference things in the first movie, and who knows. I did enjoy how in the real life situation where Neo is no longer stuck in the Matrix, they actually changed the color grading to make it look less green. I thought that was cool. I really don't know. I don't even have a theory on what's going to happen, so as far as the trailer goes, though, I sort of was expecting a little bit more. And once the trailer came out, I feel like the hype just instantly died. Like, no one's like, oh, God, I can't wait to see that movie now. Like, I just felt like that excitement wasn't there after that trailer because the trailer itself wasn't that exciting. Maybe I'm the only one. I don't know. Maybe that's unpopular. Vincent says, laugh out loud on point. Well, thank you. my best impression is my John Campea impression. All right, the next one, Beach Bum 0331 says, okay, so do you like the flats or drum hot wings? I like both. I feel like a nice mix. I like the drum. Most people say the flats have a little more flavor, and I don't mind that because you can like pick the bone apart and it separates and snaps, makes you feel a little bit more animalistic like. But I like both. I like a good mix. I like how much we're talking about hot wings. Billy M says, John, my cousin wants to meet you. She's great. She is funny, flirty, loves to eat, loves to sleep, never cleans, and screeches? Her name is Bertha. It sounds like a great lady, man. I don't know. I'm good. I'll pass on that for now. You scared me with the screeches part. And never cleans? Not gonna work. Potato Bun says they should make a spin-off of Nightcrawler with you just stalking Lou Bloom and watching him do all the bad things. No, fuck, I would work for Lou Bloom. And when he told me to have steady hands and get the right shot, I would do it. I'd be like, okay, who do we have to kill tonight to get the shot, Lou? I got it, man. You want me to have the GoPro on my head too? Got it. I got a drone up in the sky if you want another angle of the dead body. Got it. Thank you. I would be the best employee for Lou Bloom he ever had. I would do it, whatever it takes. I would start it as an employee, and I would end up as the vice president. I could have got more, huh? Absolutely. All right, let's go to the next question here. Alan D. Rosie. Rosie? D. Rosie. Yo, John. Do you watch The Boys on Amazon Prime? Absolutely. I loved The Boys. I kind of skimmed over the first season. I never got into it. And then when season 2 came out, I went back and watched the first season. I was like, Homelander is my spirit animal. And season 2 sort of felt like it was a little bit rushed. It felt like season 1.5 rather than a full season. But nevertheless, I really did enjoy it. What's the character's name? Black. What's the ninja character's name in The Boys? Black something. I was really expecting more from his character arc in the second season, and I thought they were going to do more with him than they did. And I was kind of let down by that, but nevertheless, I do enjoy it. All right. Jay Keyless 121 says, any good Halloween movie recommendations? I've made many videos over the years talking about some of my favorite horror films or my top Halloween movies, or scariest movie scenes ever. For me, like the original Nightmare on Elm Street, the original Halloween. I like the remake of The Ring. I actually like the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think that's one of the best horror movie remakes ever made. Those are a few I would recommend. I'm trying to think of something else that stands out to me. If you've never seen Insidious, definitely go watch the first Insidious. Black Noir. Yeah, that's it. That's the character's name. Thank you. Room 217 says, okay, you confused me here with your question. Which your opinion, is the best projector or flat panel TV for movies? In my opinion, what is the best projector or flat panel TV for movies? I would say if you want to make your life easier, definitely go with like a flat panel TV. I highly recommend OLED LG TVs. Contrast, picture quality, go OLED. It's going to cost a little bit more than LED, but definitely always go with OLED for the best possible picture quality. It'll look better than a projector. Now, a projector is awesome. Don't get me wrong. You get a huge image. You can get a 4K laser projector, and it's going to look damn good. But the contrast of an OLED TV will never be topped, or at least it has not. And also, the good news is I just was in Best Buy today, and I saw that Vizio is now making OLED TVs. And the one I saw on the showroom floor looked pretty good, and it was like they had like a 55-inch OLED Vizio TV for like $1,200, which is... that's not a bad price for like an OLED TV. Now, if you want to spend a little bit more, you could definitely go with like an LG 65-inch TV, which is what I currently use. So that would be my recommendation to you. Okay. Someone said, oh, we got a bot in the chat. Hot girls and boys video chat. Ooh, that sounds like a good time. Okay, the next one is hang on. Halo Infinite is great, guys. Is that out? Is the new Halo game out? Kyle says, credit card? You got it. Name that movie, John. Home Alone 2, 1992. All right. The pigeon lady still utterly disgusts me. All right, guys. I'm going to take a few more questions, and then I'm going to wrap up this late night edition of the Flick Pick live show. Yeah, so just I'll take a few more questions and see what you guys have here. If you guys are in the normal chat, feel free to chime in. I will answer as many questions as I possibly can for the next like 2 minutes. So if you guys have questions, get them in right now. And I will wait here silently as you do so. But by the way, thanks to all 277 of you guys watching tonight. It's nearly 12:30 in the a.m. Eastern time, so thank you guys for that. John, you have to make love to either RoboCop or Dredd. Who you choosing? The suit stays on. Well, I don't think RoboCop has genitals, does he? So I'd probably just pick RoboCop because we could just have a good time. I can feed him baby food. He'll be content. I'll feed him my baby food. Who is your favorite? The name's Murphy. Pick the flick, not today. DJ Run on One says, how's the Tinder or Hinge stuff going? I took a break from it. It got exhausting. I went on a whole bunch of dates, and it's like, I met some nice people. You meet some psychopaths along the way, but I did meet one nice person, so we'll stick with that for now. Are you going to buy Vanguard? Probably not buying Vanguard. It doesn't look enticing to me. I feel like we've been there, done that. I'll just play Warzone for now. Josh says, plan on doing the Zoom for members only at the end of the month. Yeah, I probably will do the Zoom / hangout just for YouTube members and Patreon members. I will do it either at the end of this month or early next month, but definitely it's going to happen. So I will announce it ahead of time. So look out for it. Claudio Rogajan says you skipped 2 questions. I did? Oh, I got them right here, man. I'm getting to them. Claudio, I got the questions right here, buddy. John Lewis says, thoughts on Nick Cage's Prisoners of Ghostland. I have not seen that new Nick Cage movie, so I have not seen it. I also need to see Pig still. It's hard to keep up on every new Nick Cage movie because he puts out a new one out every Tuesday. But I do want to check it out. Claudio Rogajan says, do you miss the days before social media? I do. Yeah, I do. I miss when not everything needed to be spoiled or mentioned. But then again, social media is it's a great tool to use. It's given me some great opportunities. So it's like a catch-22. It really is. It's almost like there's too much shit though. There's just too much. It's like hard to keep up anymore. It's like we're inundated with too much of it every day, every second. Josh, we already answered that. Winners at the Prom Queen. What fictional company would you like to be an employee for? Mine would be Stark Industries. It would be so cool to work on all that tech. That would be awesome too. If you had the ability or the knowledge to work on said tech. I would like to live in the universe of Clerks where I work the video rental store where Randall works. What is it, RTC Video or whatever? That's where I would like to work. RTC Video in the Clerks universe. That's where I would be. Hanging out with Randall. Talking about movies. Talking shit about employees. That's what I would like to do. That's what place I would work at. Kyle says, Beachbum0331 says, Drive is good, but overrated by film snobs. I think Drive from a technical standpoint, I don't think it's overrated. I really don't. I think it's a great film noir movie with action, suspense. It's original. Now, I guess some people could say it's based on there's like a movie called Getaway Driver or something from the 70s that someone said it borrowed some stuff from, which I have not seen, but I love me some Drive. It's one of those movies I enjoyed more the more I watched it. I don't think it's overrated. I really don't. I think it's rated as it should be. I think some people pretend it's like a religion or something, but no, I think it's a damn good movie. It looks good too. Just the visual aspects of Drive look so good. Like those nighttime sequences, shot to perfection. UT Gustavo says, favorite NFL or college football teams. Not a big football guy at all. I can't watch it. Like it bores me to watch football. It's so much stop and go every 12 seconds. That's why I watch professional wrestling. If I had to pick one, growing up, my family really enjoyed the Cincinnati Bengals in the early 90s. Do I have a favorite football? I don't really have a favorite football team. I really don't. I'd be lying if I said I did. This is social media, so there you go. Gotta find the diamonds because idiots be out there. Yeah, there's a lot of social media out there. I just don't like how social media ruins things. That's the only thing I don't like about it. It ruins stuff. Like it taints and tarnishes certain things. That's really the biggest detriment with social media for me. Would you ever eat vegan chicken wings? I have. I've eaten some vegan like beef patties, and I've had like a vegan hamburger that was really damn good. So every once in a while, I don't mind it. Would you? The Driver is the movie you're thinking of. They are very similar movies, John. Yeah, Claudio, I think you told me that. I do still need to watch The Driver. It's a 70s movie, right? So I need to check that out. Nico Lord says, I only watch football because the players are hot AF. That's awesome, man. That's why I watch wrestling. Men covered in baby oil. I like it. It's visceral. DJ Run on One says, have you ever thought about buying a dog? I've had a few dogs over the years. I would like eventually to get another dog. Maybe one day when I'm where I figure, whenever I get settled down, I would like to get a dog. Like a dog that's 15 pounds or under. That's the kind of dog I want. You can hold it, you can cuddle it, and it's not all big and slobbery eating my furniture. That's what I want. Take care, Josh. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for hanging out, man. Favorite fictional football team? Mine is the football team Keanu Reeves plays in The Replacements. I would say my favorite fictional football team is the Roadrunners in the movie The 6 Days starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, where where they have the XFL, but it actually looks successful in the future. And I remember they had like a team called the Roadrunners. It's in the beginning of the movie. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch The 6th Day again. All right, I'm going to answer a few more questions and take off, guys. Melvin the Magnificent says, I want to work in adult movies like Dirk Diggler. Whip out a camcorder, man, and start an OnlyFans. That's all you got to do nowadays, so good luck with that. And every time I close my eyes, I just see these pink, shiny, bright neon letters, and they say Dirk Diggler. Hey, Jack, I've been thinking a lot about my name. Watchtower Studio says, thoughts on Jackass, also favorite Fincher film. Favorite Fincher film is probably, if it's not Seven, it's probably Fight Club, and then The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Thoughts on Jackass? I loved me. Jackass was an inspiration. I had a kind of a Jackass wannabe thing I was doing in the early 2000s with my friends called Losers. I'm looking forward to the new movie. It's really sad that Bam Margera is not returning because he couldn't get his shit together and had a lawsuit and blah, blah, blah. But as far as the movies go, I really enjoyed them. I was a huge fan of the show back in like, when did that start? 2003? Yeah, that was like 2003, right? Jackass? Dude, I loved the show. Also, I really enjoy CKY. That's like the predecessor. That's the original Jackass, where they use like 80% of the clips of CKY in Jackass. So if you haven't seen CKY, go watch that. Joshua Garrison says, who's your favorite current wrestler? I don't know. CM Punk? I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite current. I liked Seth Rollins. I like Charlotte Flair. I think she gets too much hate, but she's like one of the better female wrestlers in my opinion. The year 2000 was Jackass. Jackass was 2000? I guess you're right. Yeah, the first movie came out in 2003, right? Came out because I was 15. So yeah, so the movie came out in 2003. Jackass was 2000. Wow. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy to think. Do you think Nicholas Winding Refn directed a seedy movie set in LA that has Keanu Reeves as a creepy motel manager? It's right up your alley. Did you know? Oh, that happened? Yeah, what is the name of that movie? That sounds familiar. First movie was 2002. Okay, well, my years are all fucked up. So I guess the first Jackass movie was 2002. I said 2003. I'm sorry. I will punish myself now. I'm sorry. Okay, guys. Travis Bickle or Drive Guy? Or the Drive Guy? I'm definitely going to go with Travis Bickle. He had way more personality. But Drive... Yeah, I'd definitely go with Travis Bickle. Because he more so saved the day. Well, I guess they both sort of saved the day and they were anti-heroes and went about it their own way. But I'm gonna definitely go with Travis Bickle. Just I like both characters, but I definitely go with Travis Bickle as the more interesting character. And he actually says things. He doesn't just stare into the camera. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, the questions, hanging out for a few hours, talking about movies. I'm going to probably eat something now. All this hot wing talk got me really hungry. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I want to get some hot wings, but I think everything just closed. So, as always, guys, Dredd or RoboCop? Probably. Who would win on a fight? I would say Dredd, but you can't go wrong with the original 80s RoboCop, man. No way. Sano says I missed a super chat. Oh, Sano says, Chet Hanks might be greater than Tom. Thoughts? Isn't Chet the his son who's like a piece of shit drug addict? Like, how does that happen? How does Tom Hanks like squirt something out like that? Like how does that happen? I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Chet Hanks. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. As always, thank you so much for watching, listening, hanging out. As always, if you guys are YouTube members or Patreon supporters, look out for an exclusive Flick Trip video coming probably in the next hour or so. And if you guys are YouTube members, how you guys see that video is you go to the community tab on my channel, you click it, and you guys will have access to all that good stuff. So look out for that special Flick Trip video coming tonight. I shot it just earlier today. But as always, guys, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Mike Spoon with one last. This is the last question, Mike. You got it in way too late, but I'm gonna say it. Sorry if this is late, John, but I was just curious what you thought would be better would be a better Halloween costume, the driver from Drive or Patrick Bateman or even Lou Bloom. Thoughts? I don't think. Probably the driver because I have the iconic jacket already. Patrick Bateman, unless I'm covered in blood with a chainsaw, naked, running down the road, I don't think people would know what it was. I guess I could wear the raincoat. Good idea, actually. Lou Bloom, not so much. It's hard to be Lou Bloom for Halloween. So, yeah. I'm going to go with driver for now because I have the coat. But Patrick Bateman, if I have a chainsaw, I can cover myself in blood and run naked. I'll leave it there. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.